like Pink so much. She writes the majority of
She
her
also,
own songs.
she has such a good performer.
Yeah,
too.
she's great.
And when she sings a song, it's coming from inside her. What she went through in life, what's bugging her today, and I've always loved that. And it was the same thing with all the bands from the 80s and the 70s and the 60s. We're singing.
It was real. It was real stuff.
And that's what music is supposed to be like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mark Slaughter wrote "Flight of the Angels" because of a good ex-girlfriend of his that committed suicide.
Yeah.
And you can really feel it when he sings that song.
Absolutely.
And listening to it on the CD, that it meant something to him.
Yeah.
And so kudos for writing your own stuff, and kudos of being somewhere around my age and still going for it.
Oh yeah, man.
I mean, it's not everything, because I'm 47 now, and I meet bands all the time, and they're 21, 22, and they come in, hey, who's playing on the radio? Oh, that's Motley Crue. Who's that? Never heard of them. How could you not heard of Motley Crue? Whether you like it or not, how could you have not?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
With Vince Neil being in
Parents
and
must have been into ABBA or something.
Yeah.
You know what? Really, I really.
That's such a good song, though. I shouldn't have said that. It's like, that is a good song. I shouldn't have said it.
We support gay rights here, so it's okay.
It's all good, dude. I thought you'd be fine.
All right, so let's get on this lightning round. When I finish the question, just blurt it out, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so if you're alone and stranded on the desert island, what CD do you have?
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
The Stick People.
I'm going to go with the Ramones' It's Alive from 1977, 78, whatever it was.
Cool.
Zeromancer, Sizzix.
Ooh, which one?
Zeromancer, Zizzix.
I don't think I've heard of that.
Oh, it's really kick-ass.
Kiss Alive 2.
Good album.
One.
Good album.
I've never heard either.
One is... See, there's a couple records, man. It's hard.
No, you can only have one.
You can only have
Yeah,
one.
I only have one.
Alive
See, I would
one.
pick Samantha Fox. That way I had something to masturbate to.
I would have picked Sade.
I can masturbate to Kiss Alive 2.
Yeah, okay.
You heard it first, Gene.
That's right.
He's going to charge you for it. It's a new way to make a buck.
All right. You have to pick one. You have to pick one. Lick a dead body or make out with Sandra Bernhard.
Oh, make out with Sandra Bernhard. Oh yeah, I would
I'll
definitely.
go with the
yeah,
broad.
yeah,
I'll go with the live broad.
See, I don't think I could do that.
Really?
Well, it's like a laughing hyena.
Would it
I
be
think
worse?
I'd rather lick the dead body.
Would it be worse if it was considered
Wait,
doing the same
wait,
thing?
but you didn't say something though. How long has the body been dead?
No, but Frankie,
Yeah,
think about this.
yeah.
He
See,
asked-
that's a different
He
thing.
kind of asked
Yeah.
you an oxymoron question, because they're both the same thing, aren't they?
It's a little different. Just a little
Okay,
bit.
so one's a little more dead.
I plead the fifth on that one. They're both equally...
No, he said you have to
as
answer.
bothered.
Yeah, you have to.
I will lick her.
He's always like, he will always back out of something.
I will lick
You know
her.
what? I'm just going to put a black bar in front of it. Just cut him out.
I'd lick her.
You
I would.
you
I'd
lick
go
Sandra
with that.
Bernhard?
I'm
No,
done.
the corpse.
No,
The
Make
corpse.
that, you have to make out with that.
What if
Make
the
out
corpse
with
is
her,
a guy,
dude.
though?
Dude,
She's that weird-looking chick, right?
You
you're
can
the
say
one
that.
Yeah, we can say that.
I couldn't lick a
Scrunched
dead
up
body,
face.
so I'd have to go... I'd have to just man up.
That's
You do the corpse.
No, I couldn't lick a dead
All
body.
right, I'm going to
I have
ask
to man
you.
up on the go.
Got to pick one. Ramones or the Pistols?
Ooh,
Oh,
I know
this is
mine.
so easy.
Well, you got a bigger volume of songs.
Yeah.
I met Steve Jones a few weeks ago. It was
As
awesome.
I have. He's been here as well, yeah.
And,
He even signed my Johnny Rotten poster.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And what I said to him was, they go, Steve, you're one of the greatest rock guitarists ever, you know? And he goes, oh, you're making me blush, blah, blah, blah. I go, that was a great record. He goes, yeah, it was only one, but it was great. And I was so kind of freaked out by meeting him. I didn't mention the singles prior to it.
Right.
And I didn't mention the professionals and all the stuff afterwards.
Sure.
He's a great rock and roll guitar player. But Ramones or Pistols, you get more Ramones than you do Pistols. But that fucking Pistols record is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like...
It's a rock and roll album, but it's a tough call.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah, I'd go
Politician in the band too.
All he needs is a baby.
See, to me, the Pistols just
I
have...
promise.
I could
They have
live-
some
I could live-
anthems that just...
I could live
think
with
are better.
either one, It's a tough call.
You know, and gadzooks of rock and roll bands around the world have, I mean, Kiss covered, you know, the Ramones.
Yeah.
You know,
Rock and roll
Motley
radio.
Crue is covered the Pistols,
Yeah, yeah,
and Megadeth has covered the Pistols.
Yeah.
I think any band, no matter how small or how big, you have to have somebody that you look up to do something like that. You have to.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you have to.
Sabbath or Zeppelin?
Oh,
Zeppelin.
Sabbath.
Sabbath.
He's all over.
Zeppelin.
Sabbath.
Zeppelin.
Right?
Zeppelin.
Zeppelin.
Jimmy Page.
I'd have to go Sabbath. I'd have to go Sabbath.
The only reason I say that is because of John Bonham, because I'm a drummer
Sure.
and John Bonham.
Sure.
I'd have to go with Sabbath because I've hardly heard any Zeppelin.
Bill
I mean,
Ward.
I've
Jimmy
hardly
Page-
heard any
Jimmy
Sabbath.
Page was great, but he was scribbler.
See
War
what I'm
Pigs.
See, this is a true punk.
Yeah.
When we're listening to Dazed and Confused, you know, he's listening, you know,
Yeah, there's a
Bill
chance
Marley,
that
you
yeah,
know.
the radio.
Red wine,
Right.
you know.
That's
Exactly.
UB40.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
These are very, very
what-
difficult
Okay, I shot the
questions.
sheriff, excuse me.
Yeah,
How's
okay,
that?
Okay, there we go.
Why would
now.
you pick? Why would you pick Sabbath?
Okay,
over
there's a
Zeppelin?
story.
I think for the long haul, I love Zeppelin. It's another tough call. These are
Yeah.
very, very difficult
Very
questions.
influential bands as
Yeah.
well.
You know, these are hard. I could live with both. I could be stranded with either one. Man, I sometimes,
Sabbath.
you know, you
It
get
has
into
to be
that thing
Sabbath.
where you're listening to the Paranoid album
Yep.
for a month straight.
Yep.
Or you're listening to Zepp 2 for 3
Oh,
weeks
and
straight.
you know,
Greatest.
He's
So
right.
it's a
They're
tough
One of
both.
my
call.
favorite. I'm not
Sabbath.
not a big Zeppelin fan, but I love the first album.
Yeah.
Oh, how
Love.
Yeah, the first
album.
few records are great.
Yeah.
Everything's
Communication
great.
breakdown.
I like the picture of the Zeppelin,
out of
you know, all in
You don't
fire
count.
and
Stop
stuff.
it.
Yeah, you're no longer allowed to speak.
Yeah.
Stick your hand up his ass and
Move your arms, you asshole!
all right. Let's see. Megadeth or Metallica?
Metallica.
Oh, yeah,
Metallica.
Metallica.
Every question for you
That
is,
one.
oh, that's so hard.
I know.
I made it to the Metallica thing. It's an automatic Metallica.
Yeah, Metallica.
Unfortunately, what's his name doesn't,
Now see them, I've heard.
You've actually heard of them? We actually had an in-store with Dave Ellison on Megadeth last year.
You were telling about us that yesterday. You also
You
did
might
tell
get like
me-
a Metallica or Slayer.
No, that would have been a little more. That would have been.
Metallica.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Have you ever seen Slayer
I
live?
don't like Slayer.
Oh my god.
But some people love either one or both. Or
Just like, you know, if you don't like Slayer, you're
But
usually
like for
shot.
you, what would it be? It would be like the first Motley Crue record or the first.
If you say the first Scorpions album, full on going to the Motley Crue, because the first Scorpions album should be put up on the wall of shame. It's the worst album ever printed.
No, whoa.
But
are we
I
talking
love the
Uli,
Scorpions
Are we
after
talking
that.
about Uli John Roth first Scorpions?
No,
or?
we're talking Lonesome Crow.
Okay. I had to make
Okay?
sure. I had to make
Lonesome
sure we were
Crow,
going back.
and I got the album well into years after loving the Scorpions.
Okay.
And hey, this is the very first
Yeah.
album. Ooh!
Got
And I get it, and it was all psychedelic and shit. And
Weird.
I see videos, and he's, Klaus is running through the fields
Oh,
going,
what about
and I'm like,
the early
holy
times of Judas
shit!
Priest? What the early times of Judas
Oh my
Priest?
God.
Yeah.
But you know something?
Judas
It's still really good
So
shit.
I still own the album, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's sitting right behind my counter.
I saw it.
Priest was like Journey in the early days. That's what
The very
they
first, well, the
really
first one,
reminded me of
the
Journey.
first one
You know,
before.
it's amazing how many bands did when they became popular and got the recording contracts. If you look back 10 years ago, were not even, even though it's the same members, like Pantera. If you look back at Pantera in the early days, they were spandex, long
Yeah, they
hair,
did. Yeah,
and you don't believe it, but it's right there.
And all those members of the band, except for my beloved Dime, were really ashamed and upset about that, never wanted to look back. But Dime, in more than a few interviews, has said, you know something, dude, that was just a part of my time. It was something I was influenced by.
Sure,
I
and
have
we
no
all
shame in
change
it.
over the years.
Absolutely.
That's why I don't like it when people diss, Metallica. I'm just using for an instance. Oh, well, their new album's nothing like the first two. Well, no, they've grown up.
Yes.
Yeah, they had kids. They
Records
cut
ago.
their hair.
And like Van Hagar versus Van Halen.
Oh, don't
It's
get me into
two
that.
different bands. It's just one was for the partying and the single guy, and the other one was for the married and got kids. They're both great. They're just
both
different.
really great. Both great singers. Both Just that Sammy took them to a point where they got more. In
Well,
the top
I hate
10.
to say it, when Sammy
know?
Hagar came into the band, Van Halen had a real singer. Sorry. David Lee Roth put on the show from hell, no question.
Sure.
But Sammy Hagar's like Stevie Wonder. He's one of the only dudes in the world when he sings higher, he gets more powerful. Everyone else peters out.
True. Okay.
And I just
And I've always been a big Sammy fan, and
The big red
loved
one.
him even more once he. Well, it's better than the big pink one, I guess.
Yeah.
the stink,
Or the shocker, right?
the spocker,
The screamer.
the steamer.
Well, what do you think of the new?
Sorry.
What do you think of the new Van Halen album?
I haven't heard it all. I got to tell you, the very first song I heard was "Tattoo."
Oh well.
We all heard Tattoo.
And I just really went, really? I got Elvis on my elbow. What? You know.
Dragon Tramp
My
Stand.
listen to
stepfather
the
said
rest of it?
after the first song, he went and got the record. Everybody said the first song was no good.
Yeah.
But then he got the record, he calls me up, he goes, you gotta hear it, it's a classic.
Right.
There's a song in there called Chinatown. That song rocks.
Yeah, there's quite a few good songs on it. I just was not, and Tattoo grew a little bit on me, but you know, truthfully, like when Humans Being came out, that song was totally different for Van Halen. And I hated it at first, but it really grew on me to where I really
That
liked
is
it.
maybe, if you ask me my favorite Van Halen solo, that might be it, because he took you on such a further journey, in my opinion, than some of the other solos he had done with the Hagar years. Like, when I heard that, it totally opened my mind up to not just using the 3 last strings on my guitar for lead. Seriously, because it just showed me how to kind of climb across the fretboard, and I was like, okay, this is possible.
Yeah. So you guys don't tour with strippers or anything
Who's
like
got
that?
the dough for that kind of thing?
You guys are rock stars. You're supposed to be bringing that kind of stuff in.
Yeah.
You know.
Really?
Leave that in your contract.
I honestly don't have an
Hey,
answer for
we
that.
have
No?
one.
No, I don't have an answer for that.
Well, since you're the one we don't like,
Here's a
get up
question
and
for
get
you.
going. Just
Strippers
kidding,
or
man, just
hotel room to sleep in?
Every guy in the world just went
I don't know.
strippers.
Yeah.
I'll sleep in my bed. I don't care.
Well, see, every musician in the world just went hotel room to sleep.
Yeah, guys are like hookers, and we're like hotel and want to shower.
What you can't see is Mrs. Naked is over here, just giving me the "you're fucking dead" look.
You can hang with us, brother.
Sleeping somewhere else.
Hope the couch is comfy, brother.
No, when you're on the road, a shower becomes like this golden thing.
Sure.
Well, actually, in certain places they are.
Golden thing?
Yeah.
I'd be really careful about that, bro.
Had to go there.
Now we know where the hooker money went.
Per diem was making it rain one day, right? And you're
Yeah.
like, hotel room, my shower.
One time I opened up a closet and found R. Kelly. It's supposed to be. Eh. Don't worry, you'll get it later,
That went
kids.
over the head. I think.
All right, so let's see, one more lightning round question.
A good one, a really good one.
A really, really good one. If you had the choice to be in any band, they have to be living. You go back and go, oh, I'd love to play for Elvis. Okay? But any band that's functioning now, moving, you know, touring, if they called you up and said, we need you to be in the band.
AC/DC.
I had to think about that for a second.
Oh, Jesus. What, because I said nobody dead, and you're like, well, fuck, there goes Bob Marley.
No, believe it or not, it would probably be Pantera.
Pantera? Because they even
They're
asked,
from my hometown.
Sid
what's,
Brooks.
what's that country fuckhead's name?
David Allen Coe.
Garth Brooks. They
Did
asked
he-
him that question. He said Kiss. He would
Well,
love.
duh, his alter ego is Kiss.
Yes.
But for me, it'd either have to be Perfect Circle or like or like Periphery. It's a new band. It just absolutely mind-boggling. New ideas towards guitar.
Well,
Tool.
Tool.
Oh, that's a
you.
good one.
I didn't see that one coming.
Tool. Yeah.
I'd say Tool also.
Wow.
Yes, Tool.
Wow.
That's what I would say. Tool. Danica.
Who would you
Danica.
play for?
Me? My wife could probably answer that one. If any band in the world called me, who would it? Any band I wanted to call me and ask me to tour with them, who would I want that to be?
Scorpions, Van Halen, Motley Crue.
Which one?
Hanson? Which one? Well, I appreciate you stopping in to Naked Dave's.
Thank you
And
very
I hope
Thank
you
you,
enjoyed the
Dave.
backdoor access.
Yes.
We'll leave it at that.
How many drinks first?
I need lube before you do that.
Welcome to another.
Cut.